Hello, everybody. Tony here, and welcome back to another TTBurger Podcast. Joining me for this podcast is...
Hey, it's me, LunarNocturne, back again with as a co-host.
Hello, Lunar. And today we're going to be talking about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. Just never really felt, and it just never really felt like doing it for a while. But I've been wanting to, just haven't felt like making a video about it lately. But I'm going to be talking about, well, we're going to be talking about, to be exact, the Silent Hill HD collection that was released in 2012 for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 by Konami and Hijinks Studio. And I never really talked much about Silent Hill, but I loved the first three Silent Hill games. They were some of the best survival horror games ever. I mean, like, Silent Hill 3, in my opinion, was the last good Silent Hill game, and it happens to be my favorite game in the series, and it ended on a perfect note. A lot of people don't really like it that much because it pretty much continues the plot of the first game, but I digress, and I love Silent Hill 3. All the first three Silent Hill games, all of them are masterpieces, and they pretty much should have ended right after this, but unfortunately they had to keep going with Silent Hill 4 The Room, which wasn't even really a Silent Hill game to begin with. Instead, they just slapped the name on there to make money and such, and just that everything after that just been garbage. And of course we had the canceled Silent Hills too, but that Jim and Guillermo del Toro were making on, but that got canceled, which does not surprise me at all. But I want to talk now, like, Lunar here and I both do not like the Silent Hill HD collection. I have my reasons for hating it, and he has his reasons too. My main, let me, because Lunar here has notes I'll line up about what he wants to say, but go ahead, you take it away, since you're the guest.
The Silent Hill HD collection was botched because Konami lost the source code to it back in, I don't know when they lost the source code, but they just lost it. So what happened was that they tried to develop it with better code, and this happened. And as a result, it became more glitchier, and there are also reports saying that the 360 version was way worse than the PlayStation 3 version.
Well, yeah, the PS3 version got patched up and stuff and had updates and such.
Yeah, Konami said they cannot and will not patch it up, which was just a big middle finger to everyone that was on the 360.
Yeah, I know. It's just that they used unfinished betas because they couldn't find the final source code, so they used unfinished betas that had a bunch of bugs and glitches in it, and it ended up making it worse. But that's not the main reason why I don't like those games. It's because Lunar knows this, and a lot of people who talk to me know this. It's because they changed the voice acting. They re-recorded the dialogue and changed some of the lines around and stuff because I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was because they were in some type of dispute with some of the actors because Konami wasn't giving them the royalties and stuff, and I don't really know the whole thing. But the voice acting in both games is terrible. I don't care if you have the option to use the original voices in Silent Hill 2. You can't do it in Silent Hill 3, so you're stuck with those crappy new voices where Heather Mason, who was voiced by Heather Morris, she sounded like Heather Morris in the original version of Silent Hill 3. She was awesome. She sounded like an actual teenager, and it felt like a real person. This new Heather voice actress, I don't know her name. I think it's Amanda Wynn Lee or something like that. She's terrible. She doesn't even sound like a teenager at all, and her voice is way too deep. And now Heather sounds like a stuck-up brat.
I got the IMDb page just in case you need reference, but yeah. They also got Troy Baker, Laura Bailey, and I also made a joke before we started recording about how it's never a Troy Baker game without Laura Bailey in it.
Well, unless you count Last of Us or so, or Brothers in Arms or stuff like that.
Yeah, they also got Yuri Lowenthal. Mary Elizabeth McGuinn is in this joint.
She was the voice director. She was the director for the voice acting. She was the director for the voice acting, so of course she was going to be in there. It's just all the voice acting does not sound good at all. I mean, like, it does not match up with the lip syncing. It sounds out of place. I mean, like, it does like the overacting and compared. I'm gonna compare. I mean, like, Guy Cee, who was the original voice actor for James, he was excellent. I mean, like, yeah, some people don't like his acting and stuff like that, but I loved his acting. He was great in as James Sunderland. Troy Baker just pretty much is not good at all. I mean, like, I like Troy Baker. I liked him in Last of Us and stuff. I mean, that was probably his best role as Joel from Last of Us. But like here, he just sounds like his voice sounds generic and and flat, and it just sounds like he overacts his lines. I mean, nothing against Troy Baker. I love Troy Baker. He's like and stuff, especially in Last of Us and such. But it's just that he's been in too many games stuff. So he's been in too many games stuff, and just I never thought he would be James. I don't like how he's James. His voice sounds too deep, and it's just that his acting is just overdone.
Sorry about that. It's been 5 years since I last played the HD collection.
I never played it. I didn't even bother with it because I still had the original versions and I was fine with it. I didn't need those games. In fact, like they're not even HD at all. They look even worse than they did on the PlayStation 2.
Oh man, I was one of the unlucky bastards that got the 360 version.
Well, I didn't get either. Because you know what, I
borrowed it from a friend.
I got neither of them because I was tired of buying HD collections. I got sick of them right away. I had no interest in them. I stopped. I lost interest in wasting my money on those things. So I decided just stick with the original ones, and that's all I need. I don't need no HD remastered stuff. I mean, I already have the games. I mean, and they run well. They still run well to this day.
Yeah, I can see that from your viewpoint. And Silent Hill 1, I don't know what happened that they didn't include it there. And I want to assume
it is hard to port a game like that over to a next gen hardware and stuff, from what I heard. So that's understandable. But like what they could have done is just but you're able to download it from the PSN store. They could have done that with the other two games instead.
Yeah, and I want to believe that it was because they lost the source code, because during the PlayStation 1 games, they were developers would toss out source code like after they were finished with the game because they felt like they wouldn't need it. And really you can't blame them because no one knew that there were going to be newer consoles and hardware. No one knew that there were going to be HD compilations. So I couldn't
I can't blame them there. I can't blame them. But like it's just that what they could have done is started over from scratch. Like they could have just simply ported the games over but had the games as DLC and stuff like that. But to not include the original voice acting from Silent Hill 3 into this one, it's just a big middle finger to people who love Silent Hill 3, like me, because like Silent Hill 3 is very underrated. I mean, it is the best game in the series, and the fact that Silent Hill 3 is the one that has all the glitches and all the bugs and stuff like that.
I've never heard of Silent Hill 3 being a glitchy game. I know.
No, the one in the HD collection version.
My bad.
The HD collection version is the one that has all the bugs and the glitches. I mean, the original version is perfect the way it is, but like the thing is that like I watched I watched the YouTube channel Twin Perfect. Like they went through all the problems and stuff like that. I love their the Real Silent Hill Experience videos. Like great channel. Check it out. These guys went in depth with almost all the problems, like or all the problems that they could find with both games in the Silent Hill HD collection. Like the third game, like it was way too dark, and like it's just there was some freezing issues. The fog was all messed up, and yet sound effects that were there for realism in the original versions were taken out. Like the windshield wiper effects were taken out. And like you did not hear any water background or any phone ringing or noise or music or stuff like that. Like it's just that it was sloppily done, and it's just that I feel bad for people who bought this because like I knew. I mean, like thing is that especially when I heard that we were going to change the voice setting around, I knew I was definitely not going to get it. I was not going to get it because like the thing is that the people who did this weren't the main people involved with Team Silent. They were new people wrecking other people's work.
Describe my experience with Silent Hill HD on the 360, man. Sorry about that. I do remember there was one bug. I don't know if anyone else has encountered it, but one bug would not allow me to complete the boss fight against the flesh lips in the hospital. That was stupid.
Yeah, I heard about like there was like a lot of bugs with that. Even the shadow flickering, the way the shadows looked and stuff, like and like how they started like having overacted grunts, like going like that, like sound. It's just blah. And the fact that you can turn, no matter how bright you turn the brightness up, it won't get any brighter, no matter how bright, no matter how bright you make it. And just like, and of course you can't forget get the infamous tooth and eye glitch near the last time we see Maria, where they got the tooth and eye glitch that like
Oh
twin
god.
perf that like twin perfect that like Twin Perfect brought up and Eternal Enigma brought up too. That's like a common thing and stuff. And also can't forget they also changed Laura's voice acting around too. Laura, the original voice actress for Laura sounded like an actual 8-year-old girl. Now it sounds like an older girl trying to impersonate an 8-year-old girl, and it shows too. And of course, don't forget like people were saying that like Donna Burke's performance as Angela was like the worst thing ever in the series. Where you gotta understand, she was meant to
She
sound like that for a reason. I mean, spoiler alert here: Angela Orozco was beaten, abused by her father and stuff like that. So of course she's gonna sound all that because she's damaged from what happened. Because like when stuff like that happens, you're gonna be like that. But but
and
but just that like nobody cared. I mean, like of course, of course, like Tom Hewlett kept making up all these excuses on why he did all this stuff. I mean, like he just said he just wanted to call it his own stuff, like that and stuff. I mean, like he says nobody cares more about Silent Hill more than he does. When you know that the Wii fans care more about Silent Hill than he does by a long shot.
I also have the one of the news pages open for why the HD collection was bad. Let me see here. I'm reading off page, quote, despite this, Hewlett is not happy with the final conversion and is working closely with Hijinks to release updates to address the numerous complaints by fans. Well, that article was written 7 years ago, and
And
look at it now.
yeah, I mean, like there are no updates for it. I mean, the only update that they had was for like Silent Hill for the PS3 version because like had a day one patch to fix some issues and stuff. But like they didn't bother with the 360 version because like I don't know, probably because Silent Hill was never on a Microsoft console unless you count Restless Dreams and Silent Hill 4: The Room and stuff. But still, like we don't count Silent Hill 4 because it's not really a Silent Hill game and stuff, in my opinion.
I'm going to catch some heat for this, but I love Silent Hill 4.
It's your opinion. It's your opinion, but I don't like
Yeah,
it.
but I understand. But yeah,
But yeah, like it was just a terror. It was just awful how this turned out. Like also like sound effects were too loud. They even like the part at the beginning where you hear Mary's monologue and stuff, where she's saying, "My restless dream see the town, Silent Hill."
yes.
Well, they changed the guitar sound to like an electric guitar, and it just feels very out of place. And like music, there's different music and stuff like that somewhere, and like the music has some looping issues where it'll loop back to the beginning at random times, and it's just awful. It's just awful on how this thing turned out, and yet the sad thing is that like I can still you can still find it used in GameStop and stuff like that or other local disc stores.
And now it's pretty. I don't want to say expensive because that sounds too hyperbolic, but yeah, it's like I think it was $30 the last time I'd seen it at GameStop, but that was like 2 years ago.
Thing
Hold
is,
on, I got
huh?
pull the page real quick. But yeah, what were you about to say?
Well, like it's just that that's too freaking expensive. Is the thing that's too expensive. I mean, like the thing is that it's actually this shouldn't. Even, I mean, like it's just that people. It's just like people are buying this thing thinking it's gonna be good, and yet here's the thing that mainly is the problem. If people never played the original versions on the PS2 and stuff, they're gonna buy this HD collection and they're gonna see all the bugs and see all the glitches, and they're gonna think that these games are bad.
Yeah, perception. Yeah, first hand. What was the word? Oh yeah, first impressions. Yeah, first impressions can't be changed. Yeah, that's kind of a yeah.
Sad but true, Luna.
Yeah.
Sad but true. I just
That can
can't.
sully someone's perception of it, but yeah, thankfully the PC versions are still available on Steam, to my knowledge.
Yeah, and the PC. I don't. I'm not a PC gamer, but the Steam versions work much better from what I heard, and they're actual HD and stuff like that. This HD collection was just basically a way to get your money and such. I mean, the thing is that like I don't like I said I didn't need them because I knew they were gonna suck when they changed the voice setting around. But there were critics like GameSpot and IGN praising this thing, saying that the voice setting in Silent Hill 2, the new voice setting, was better than the original voice setting. I think to myself, are you nuts? I mean, like yes, I know that the original voice setting may have come off as a little bit hammy, but it was still it felt like real people talking. The new voice setting sounds like actors overacting and stuff like that. I mean like guys CE only did James, and you know what? He's not really an actor. He's a businessman, but still, he did a fantastic job as James. I mean, Donna Burke did well. David Schaff, who did Eddie and stuff like that, he did well. I don't know who did Laura, but Monica Taylor Horgan. Or Morgan, whatever her name is, she did excellent as Mary Sutherland, and Maria, I mean, as well. And like it's just like yes, some people confuse Maria to Marie because like I know I got the mix. Like I just messed up. I meant to
Yeah,
say
the
like
names,
yeah,
the
like
naming convention.
yeah,
But it's like that for a reason. Yeah.
yeah. It's just that Mary and Maria, who were voiced by Monica Taylor Morgan, they did a great job, and just that like she did a great job. I mean, and just like Clifford Rupel, just like Clifford Rupel, who did Vincent, he was much better than Yuri Lowenthal, and of course like some of the minor actors like the Happy Birthday caller and stuff sounds over the top, and the Trick or Treat game show person doesn't have any character to him anymore, along with the Boardley Haunted Mansion announcer just sounds all generic and stuff. I mean, just that it's just garbage, and yet, I mean, like, I just never understood what the whole point of this was. What Konami could have done is just ported the games to the PSN store or the Xbox Live Marketplace, and you were able to download them, and then boom, that's all you needed to do.
And the thing is, Konami and Hijinks Games, their heart was in the right place. It's just that it was executed poorly. I can see why they'd want. I could see why porting it to the PlayStation 3 and 360 was lucrative, especially remasters at the time, which was 2012. Remasters were like just all over the place.
I know, but the thing is, Lunar, it's that like they could have done better. I mean, like the God of War HD collection turned out fine, even though yes, I did own that at first, but I sold it because I saw that there was something different from the originals. It's just that one was fine, like that, but it's just stuff you don't really need is the thing. Yeah, just for people who never played the games, but like it's not that hard to find a PS2. They're not that expensive. I mean, yes, I know Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3 are somewhat expensive, but they're not that bad. They're not that expensive. They're not like expensive as like Rule of Rose or something like that. I mean, like. I got my copies of. I didn't get my copies of Silent Hill. My Silent. I didn't get the Silent Hill games like right away. I got them when like the PS2 was popular and PS1 was still like fading away with like used games stuff like that. But still, I got mine. Like I don't remember when I got the Silent Hill games, but like because I got them different times. Like I got my Silent Hill games at different times, and guess what? My copy still work brand new. Hell, my copy of Silent Hill 3 even came with the soundtrack too. Now that's awesome. And
Yes.
because I love the theme song for that too. But like, I also should mention that like how misplaced sound effects in Silent Hill 3 as well. But like, go ahead, what you were saying.
Yeah, I'd say if you're going to get the PC version of Silent Hill 3, there's a mod that it was called. I forgot the name of it, but it greatly improves. I said Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill 2. There's a mod that greatly improves the overall game.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a big graphics person when it comes to these games. I mean, the graphics already look fine the way they are. I mean, hell, the graphics in Silent Hill 3 look much better than like Silent Hill Homecoming or Silent Hill Downpour and Origins and such, and The Room. I mean,
and the
huh?
Yeah, and the graphics were amazing for what they were in the early 2000s. Like this was the same era that had games like Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, and stuff like that. So to have something like that on the same console as Grand Theft Auto was amazing.
Yeah, and it's just to this day, Silent Hill 3's graphics, like the original graphics. I mean, it almost looks like a live action movie or a CG movie and stuff like that. I mean, that's how good it almost looks like real actors and such.
Yes.
But sadly, though, the HD collection was a bust, but people did buy it. I mean, it's just that this didn't flop it, but I know from all the backlash, Tom Hewlett left Konami and stuff like that and such. But
Oh yeah.
huh?
And their entire year of Silent Hill, their entire year of Silent Hill was wild back in 2012. But Downpour, that's a great game. I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry, I had it and I thought it was worse than Homecoming. I feel like in my opinion, when Silent Hill 4: The Room came out, that's when the series started going downhill. They made changes.
I remember. Yeah, and the Silent Hill, what was it? Book of Memories on PlayStation Vita. I think it would have been a better game if it wasn't called Silent Hill. It's a great game. It's a great little RPG dungeon crawler, but it doesn't really deserve the name Silent Hill.
No, same with Silent Hill Homecoming. That name that had nothing to do with Silent Hill along with Downpour. Those had nothing to do with Silent Hill, but they just slapped them on there to make money.
But yeah, and Silent Hill Homecoming, it's been it's been 5 years since I last played that joint.
I beat that game, and once I beat it one time, I was done. I went back to the original 3 Silent Hill games after that.
And Silent Hill 4, amazing game. I remember playing it in 2010 on my PS2, man.
Yeah, I know that. I know you liked it, but I didn't. I mean, it wasn't even a Silent Hill game to begin with. It's just that because I know some of the original people from Team Silent left it after 3 was done because that's how they expected it to end. But
yeah.
but
my mic. There we go.
But and also I have to mention one of the things I did not like about the HD collection was the fog. Was all the fog that was missing. Had so much missing fog. It's just that I mean, the fog was added realism that there was something wrong with the town, but now with almost all the fog gone, it just looks like a joke and stuff like that. It doesn't make it seem scary anymore and such. I mean that was one of the cool things. It's like they made Silent Hill is the fact that the fog is here and all this fog gives you tension, makes you feel tense that something is going on.
Yes. And you want to hear a fun fact about the fog?
If I must, yeah.
Yeah, so on the PlayStation 1 version of Silent Hill, there was actually supposed to be no fog, but then when they found out that leaving out as a matter of fact, they don't even plan on fog, but on the PlayStation 1 version, as soon as they finished making the town, they realized the draw distance was bad, so they added the fog, and they realized how creepier the game looked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So the fog was actually unintentional, but intentional at the same time. But still, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, definitely. But the thing is that the fog made it look realistic. But without the fog and stuff, there's too much being exposed, and there's a bunch of glaring sound effects, and a Twin Perfect pointed this out too. All that reverb for all the reverb effects they had to the voice acting, it just sounded all the reverb when you're outside had some reverbery echoish thing. It just would break the atmosphere and such. And yet, it's bad enough that we have crappy new voice acting, but it's even worse that all the messed up sound effects too. Of course, there's tons of glitches, but like I said, freezing issues and stuff like that. I mean, Silent Hill 3 had more freezing issue stuff because I think what it is with the people who made the HD collection, they cared more about Silent Hill 2 than Silent Hill 3. Because if they would have cared the same amount about Silent 3 that they did with 2, they would have gave you the option for the original no voices and stuff.
Yes, and another thing I want to talk about, I really wanted to know what Silent Hills would have been like had it came to fruition.
Honestly, it may have had Hideo Kojima on it and stuff, but it probably would not have been anything interesting because Silent Hill had been long dead for me ever since Silent Hill 4 came out and stuff. So
I know, but at the same time, they had an artist like Junji Ito working on it as well, and Junji's drawings are really creepy, and I love them.
Well, yeah, but it's just that nothing will, but it won't top anything that the original people did, like Masahiro Ito, Ikiro Akira Yamaoka and stuff like that. Like it won't top what they did, no matter how talented they are.
If they got both Masahiro Ito and Junji Ito on that joint, then that would have been wild.
Yeah, but like, well, it's just that I can't blame them for canceling it because they probably had other better things. Like Hideo Kojima's working on Death Stranding, which will be coming out in November of this year and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. With Masahiro with Death Stranding coming out for the PS4 because it'll probably be like, since you're gonna be talking about the next gen systems coming out next year, might as well see what the system has to offer and such.
Yeah, that's right. I see.
Yeah, but like,
I think it's gonna be wild. I'd seen the 8-minute trailer, but yeah.
But the thing is Lunar is that I don't know. I don't really have much else to say to the fact that praise the original versions. I mean, what we talk about here is our opinion and from our point of view. So like I'm just saying here that like I know people are probably not gonna like our opinion because we're bashing the HD collection and stuff because people enjoy it, but still we have a right because the HD collection was garbage. It was just so bad. I mean it could have been so much better. Go ahead.
As my final note is, if you have to play the HD collection, make sure to keep in mind everything that you're going to see, like all the glitches and stuff, and some of the interesting voice acting.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, just keep in mind, like, but if you want to play Silent Hill 2 and 3, you can just pick up the originals on the PS2. They're cheaper, and you'll be getting your money's worth. Unlike the HD collection, where you're pretty much wasting like $30-$40 or whatever it is now and stuff.
Yeah, I looked it up on GameStop. I forgot to mention this earlier. It's $26 right now.
Way too expensive. Way too expensive. I mean, a lot of HD collections at the time are cheaper than that.
Yeah, that's all I got to say, man.
That's all I got to say, too. Thank you for listening to our podcast. The next review will be up soon. I don't know if it'll be this week or next week, but be on the lookout for that. It'll be up soon because it's gonna be doing something a little different. So that's all I gotta say. I'm not spoiling it for anyone. It's gonna be kind of a different review. That's all I gotta say. This is Tony and Lunar. Peace out.